This video is brought to you by the $4 Patreon tier. More on that at the end of the video. Double scenery shot!
普段家に引きこもっている俺だったが
Kazuma!
3日間鉄の俺にこの日差しは強敵だ
Making Kazu trash relatable to a huge amount of the audience who've experienced the joys of all-night gaming sessions. Also, while I got you here, do me a favour and leave a comment, would you? It really, stupidly helps these videos grow, so it'd be very much appreciated by your boy. They really didn't have to take the time and effort to animate the whole box coming apart just like his life does here, but they did it anyway.
あなたはつい先ほど不幸にも亡くなりました。
So I'm just going on record to say that I love the useless Aqua, brilliant voice actress, fine as anything, and amazing facial reactions to create a wealth of memes. Konosuba has some of my favourite of all-time OPs. They've always got perfect music, gorgeous visuals, be it animation and or CGI, always done to a very high standard, and they manage to balance comedy with team building each and every time, which are two of my favourite parts of Konosuba in general.
俺が突き飛ばしたあの子
生きてますよ。
よかった
Kazuma gets a lot of stick, but right here shows that he is actually a decent lad.
あのトラクターは本来ならあの子の手前で止まったんです。
ちょっと待って、俺の死因はトラクターに耕されたってこと？
いいえ、ショック死ですけど、トラックにひかれたと勘違いして。
ショック死？
現在あなたの家族が病院に駆けつけ、その死因に家族さえも思わず吹き出し。
やめて！
And here, Aqua's attempt at staying super serious while dealing with the recently departed just falls apart as soon as she finds something funny, even as insensitive as it is. It's that part of her personality which really appeals to me, how it's all about her, since that's what makes her so funny.
エッチい方だってできないし。
The fact that they actually added this statement.
魔王軍の無慈悲な略奪と殺戮に皆怯えて暮らしていた。
Konosuba enjoys putting the twist on the whole narrative of being reborn in another world by addressing it in a comedic way such as this, made even better with her totally overselling it.
一瞬で習得させられるわ。副作用として運が悪い。
I never noticed this disclaimer the first 2 times I watched this season. Feel free to pause if you want to read it.
悪いとパーになるかもだけれど。だからあとはすごい。
Also, it makes it more funny now that I've noticed it this time, since Aqua clearly holds her hand rather obviously over the warning, which annoys Kazuma.
オタクじゃないから出かけてて死んだわけだし引きこもりでもないから
Ah, their first argument.
こいつちょっとばっかり可愛いからって調子に乗りやがって
One of Konosuba's best talents has to be its impeccable animated facial expressions. Each and every character is done perfectly to demonstrate their own individual traits.
いやちょっとおかしいから女神を連れてくなんて反則だから。
Ideal example of what I just mentioned in the previous win. For being a few years old now, the level of CGI in this anime is no joke. The water in this anime straight up looks like a PS4 game. That's crazy. This JRPG video game reference.
の世界なら俺ちゃんとやり直せるよおいうるさいぞ俺まで頭のおかしい女の仲間だって思われたらどうするんだよ
See, now this line right here, you won't find basically any male character say in anime, and it's why Kazumaster is one of my favourite characters. A true student of gender equality.
ここは必要最低限の装備とか
Aqua being Aqua, and the meme-producing machine that she is with yet another video game reference peppered in.
こんな下々のこといちいち知るわけないでしょ。
こいつ使えねえ
That. Scenery shot of a city from above that other anime legit stole from this anime.
ああ、そうか、命知らずめ。ようこそ地獄の入り口へ。ギルド加入の受付ならあそこだ。
One of the best parts of Konosuba as well in terms of the comedic value is that everyone is friendly. It just makes each episode feel very light and fluffy, aiding the comedy. I mean, even the villains are hilarious and approachable.
はい、今日はどうされましたか？
You can take a win for existing is what you can do.
ほら、エリス様のご加護ってやつだ。 でもいくら熱心な信者でも女神を名乗っちゃいけないよ。
Such great foreshadowing and world building right here, since this is heavily explored during the second season to an absolutely hilarious degree. More info at the end of the video, but if you want season 2 covered, do be sure to pledge on my Patreon and vote it in. This 2-minute long scene taking the opportunity to set out the rules of this world when it comes to adventuring, giving both of them their classification, and the best part is that it's not ignored later on. Instead, his luck attribute plays a consistent factor among other things mentioned here. A lot of the music in this anime is low-key pretty great, really striking the balance between comedy and video game type songs. Even though they start off at loggerheads, and that's often the case moving forwards, I always enjoyed their little bit of time together right at the start, just the two of them working together. Of course that just gets better when the other two join them, but it's a sweet start, still very indicative of the start of an RPG where you have nothing and build up from there.
期待してちょうだい。
そうだよな。一応お前女神だもんな。
Perfect example of what I literally just winned, where we witnessed this very sweet moment between the two of them. Probably one of my top 10 EDs of all time, as it's so stupidly relaxing and well put together. It's even got these claymation looking shots which are no doubt CGI but don't even look like it, and of course the song is so very much filled with chill.
魔王の魔の字もないぞ。
ここは魔王の城から一番遠い町なのよ。
Giving a legit great reason as to why the city is so peaceful and why they're able to concentrate so much on silly little quests and personal problems instead of the Demon King.
それじゃあ最低限の武具を揃えて出発だ。
あ
いかねえんだよ。しばかれてんのか。
すいません。際には私がちょうだいって言ったら抵抗せずによこすこと。そして。
Just so good! Oh my god, the timing is just so good on that, and it becomes a running gag, no less.
ありがとう、ガシマ。ありがとう、ありがとうね。
Prime example of the voice acting prowess of Aqua's brilliant voice actress. God, she's so good. Take another one here in general for all of their performances, but obviously I'll shout out the best coming down the pipe as we go.
おお、コットブロートは女神の怒りと悲しみを乗せた必殺の拳。相手は死ぬ。カエルってよく見ると可愛いと思うの。アクア
The build up to moments like this is exactly why Konosuba and its comedy is so beloved by fans. It's that speech, it's the amazing looking attack that's incoming, and then the dead silence before she gives apologies. It's just perfect.
駆け出しでろくな装備もない俺たちとパーティー組んでくれるやつなんかいると思うか？
この私が選んだから仲間。
飲み込め！飲み込んでから喋れ。
Interrupting one another, speaking slightly in the background of another conversation, these are the things I noticed for the very first time since I started watching anime that only seem to occur in Konosuba and to a small degree in other more recent anime. Point being, it's a great source of comedy as Kazuma whips in a quick funny one-liner here and there. Gorgeous bird's eye shot of the sea.
キューボ、アットホームで和気あいあいとしたパーティーです。
The fact that she slightly scribbled over an already poorly drawn rendition of Kazuma on her recruitment poster.
我が名はメグミン。
Having the explosive fainting Megumin in this anime is a massive fat win.
もう3日も何も食べてないのです。
Half the win is for her voice actress and that cute and hungry as heck line, but also that prime example of how some of their music benefits the comedy moment so well.
ごめんなさい、引っ張らないでください。やめろ。あのね、彼女たちコーマ族は生まれつきた。
Oh dear god, that's so good. And notice what I said about multiple conversations going on?
見てなさい、カズマ。今日こそは女神の力を見せてやる。
Not running on the spot.
並ぶ者なき崩壊なり、万象等しく怪人に帰し、深淵より来たれ。
There's something so strangely and inherently funny about that Toad casually looking up at the ever-darkening sky above him as she casts her spell.
エクセプローション。
Explosion! Gotta adore how Konosuba totally doesn't mess around when it comes to animation, even though they could take so many shortcuts for the sake of comedy and not many people would care.
さっきの爆音のせいで目覚めたのか。めぐみ、一旦離れて。
I swear that's so good. Just the slow slide down the hill after she's collapsed. My word, they know how to truly pull off funny.
割れます。すいません。ちょっと助けて。
お前ら食われてんじゃねえ!
It even sounds as though Kazuma's voice actor is half laughing as he bursts into this line, and how she delivers hers beforehand so calmly is equally perfect.
いや、その強力な力は俺たちみたいな駆け出しの弱小パーティーには宝の持ち腐れだ。
いえ、弱小でも駆け出しでも大丈夫です。
Absolutely one of the best moments hands down for me is Kazuma physically struggling against her while speaking super casually as she tries to sell her abilities to him while attacking him.
見て、女の子は二人ともヌルヌルよ。一体どんなプレーをしたのよ、あの変態。違う。どんなプレイでも大丈夫ですから。先ほどのカエルを使ったヌルヌルプレイが。
よし、わかった。
God, I can't even write anything. It just does get win.
女騎士、それもとびきり美人の。年上の美人相手ということで緊張し。
I'll be honest, I love darkness an unreasonable amount, especially her rather eccentric quirks.
ぜひ私を、ぜひこの私をパーティーに。
Again, stupidly great voice actress for her as well. Oh, I love Konosuba.
というわけで、ガンガン前に出るので縦代わりにこき使ってほしい。
顔が近い。こんなところでも。
別魔法を覚えたいならいくらでも教えてあげましょう。というか、それ以外に覚える価値のあるスキルなんてありますか？さあ、私と一緒に爆裂道を歩もうじゃないですか。
Over eagerness at times like this is just all part of the insane charm this one has.
ならば、昨日の話の続きをさせてもらおう。私をあなたのパーティーに入れ。
お断りします。
Over exaggerations at times like this is just all part of the insane charm this one has.
所属系のスキルなんてどうかな。
安いな。よし、お願いします。
Comedy aside, it's interesting how they use these gaming elements but always strive to keep them relevant to the anime where they could be so easily forgotten, but instead he's still using steel into season 2.
やってやる。スティー。おお、当たりも当たり。おお、当たりだー。ひー。
The best part is that he's so overjoyed with it. There's no faked sense of embarrassment towards the girl, awkwardly handing it back and playing it cool. He's just outrageously pleased by the result. Then we get that glorious patented Kazuma panty swell to celebrate.
行くぜ。スティール。なんだこれ。
何ですか？スースーするのでパンツ返してください。
This!
真の鬼畜が許せない。ぜひとも私をあなたのパーティーに入れてほしい。
いらない。
And not to be forgotten, that!
子供を表に出すなよ。
準備はできてるんだろうな。
Attention to detail is wonderful, where we see a bustling market, adventurers clad in all kinds of different gear depending upon their class.
町や草原を疾走する彼らは大陸を渡り海を越え。
The mangaka being weird and wonderful enough to come up with random ideas such as attacking cabbages.
あんただけでも逃げてくれ。
バカを言うな。
ダークネス、お前。
できるものか。
騎士の鏡だ。
あの鉄壁の守りにはさすがのキャベツたちも攻めあぐねていたわ。いや、私などただ硬いだけの女だ。
Another of my favourite elements to Konosuba is definitely shared with my favourite moments from a lot of other anime, or it's up there anyway, and that's downtime scenes. I used to love that in Steins Gate, I love it in Black Clover, My Hero Academia and so on, where they just chill between quests and such. Adore it here as well.
カズマ、あなたもなかなかのものだったわよ。
Say what you want, but that into episode 3 is just filled with wholesomeness. That lovely calming song in the background as the three girls chat and laugh together, as Kazuma frets about the situation he's got himself into, but really seems to enjoy having them as his party.
カズマはどんな時でも容赦ないな。
今は構ってやる余裕はないぞ。お前を超えそうな勢いのそこの変。知るか。今回の報酬はそれぞれのものにって言い出したのはお前だろ。
だって私だけ大儲けできる。
It's really the physical comedy instances that are my favourite. Megumin struggling to hold on to Kazuma if she wants to join his crew. Aqua shaking him and then pushing her off like here. Just makes it all the more hilarious.
カズマがちゃんとした冒険者みたいに見えるのです。
I must admit, I never actually recalled that he changed clothing originally, so take a win here for this RPG element that I essentially missed the first time around somehow, unless my memory is randomly failing me.
あれなんだこれ依頼がほとんどないじゃないか。
カズマ、これだ、これにしよう。ブラックファンクと呼ばれる。
Crazy amount of intricate detail in each of these quest posters.
こうして俺とめぐみんの新しい日課が始まった。ダクネスはしばらく実家で筋トレをしてくると言っていた。特にやることのないめぐみんはその廃場のそばへと毎日通い爆裂魔法を放ち続けた。
It's also lovely in a comedy to see team building like this, where Aqua and Darkness are busy, and so these two got together and decided to improve her explosion magic and became quite the close team over the course of weeks or months.
将来か。
ただいま。
Being nice to animals is always a win.
毎日俺の後ろに毎日欠かさず爆裂魔法を打ち込んでいく。頭のおかしい大バカはめぐみんってなんだ。バカにしてんのか。
違うわい。
It's so good. His incredibly stressed out statement because she keeps on blowing up his castle every day.
しないが。どうしようカズマ。
はいカズマです。
見るがいい。どうしようカズマ。
はいはいカズマ。
予想外にもう。
Perfect opportunity to point out the earlier win I was talking about, where he chucks in a very quick statement when addressed.
とにかく俺の後ろに爆裂魔法を放つのはやめろ。
See what I was talking about earlier on when I mentioned how even the bad guys in this anime aren't really bad, and as such, it's such a wholesome anime because it ends up really just being filled with pure light, and it's such a joy to watch.
俺も行くに決まってるだろうが。お前一人じゃ雑魚相手に魔法を使ってそれで終わっちゃうだろう。
じゃあ一緒に行きますか。
One of the lovely examples of Kazuma being a legit, nice and considerate teammate, built up by the time they spent together going back and forth from his castle, getting to know each other.
やめるんだ二人とも。私のために。
おいダクネス、呪いは絶対に何とかしてやるからな。だから安心して。
セイクリットブレイクスペル。
Absolutely, and totally forgot that this happens as well, out of nowhere, which makes it even better. Kawaii.
もう限界。借金に追われる生活。クエストよ。
Just like in video games, I do prefer the times when the team is poor. Just always seems more fun making money and having nothing than it does getting rich quick, and the same sentiment falls into anime for me, where I enjoy it more as they struggle to put food on the table rather than be insanely rich very quickly. Am I weird for feeling that way? Comment down below. Not gonna show it, but all I'll say is one word. Rear.
どれくらいかかるんだ。5分くらい。
半日くらい。
だけよ。
It's so brilliant that she's so quick to resort to physically trying to grapple with him at the first sign of not getting her way.
行きたくなったら言えよ。
アークプリストはトイレなんか行かないし。ちなみにコーマ族もトイレなんて行きませんから。
お前らは昔のアイドルか。トイレに行かないって言い張るメグミンとアクアには今度日帰りじゃ終わらないクエストを受けて本当にトイレ行かないか確認してやる。
やめてください。
Kazuma feeling the need to call out what is quite an innocuous statement in order to prove that these women in particular do indeed actually need to use the bathroom from time to time. Gender equality! Purification!
ほらもう帰るぞ。なあアクア。 話し合ったんだが今回の報酬は俺たちはいらないから。おい、いい加減檻から出ろよ。もうワニはいないから。
檻の外の世界怖い。このまま町まで連れてって。
The crew legit feeling sorry for Aqua after what she just went through just shows they really are a proper team, even way back in episode 5.
魔剣グラム。
Just check out those effects and that smooth as heck animation. Konosuba not be joking around right here. Also, in terms of world building, I always loved that this guy was in the same situation as Kazuma. Just thought it's a nice addition to the story, really.
Kazuma! おい、いい加減その手を離せ。礼儀知らずにも程があるだろう。
ちょっと打ちたくなってきました。
The team actually standing up for Kazuma rather than just sitting back and letting events unfold without doing anything. Darkness and Megumin especially. I really like that added element to this scene.
君が勝ったら何でも一つ言うことを聞こうじゃないか。
よし乗った、行くぞー。ちょっと待って。
Kazuma shamelessly launching himself into action and knocking him out is exactly the beautiful laughter I needed at 1 AM writing this part of the script. It really was 1 AM when I wrote it.
真の男女平等主義者な俺は女の子相手でもドロップキックを食らわせられる男。
Oh, this right here. How glorious a statement he speaks. So worthy of a win for its first occurrence. Gender equality!
さあ、どうする？ねあほれ。
My biggest regret from an earlier Anime Sins video which I made on this anime like 4 years ago was sinning this moment. Mainly because it was seriously so hard to make a video on, but yeah, his creepy fingers are a clear win. Final instance of not running on the spot deserving of its own standalone win for how long they animated them running away for.
あの男、今度会ったら絶対ゴッドブローを食らわしてやるんだから。
ですからこの僕と同じパンチ。
ゴッドブロー。
Well, she said she would do it, my mental thought processes told me that she didn't, and then she did it and it was as amazing as I'd hoped it'd be.
まずこの男がすでに魔剣を持っていない件について。
Going first person like it's no big deal whatsoever.
なぜ城に来ないのだこの人でなしどもが
Oh, also this dude is King from One Punch Man Season 2 and Björn from Vinland Saga, which if you haven't seen, you should watch my 2 videos on it. Great anime that went under the radar, sadly.
もう爆裂魔法を打ち込んでもいないのに。
打ち込んでもいないだと何を抜かすか知らずらしい
Megumin continuing to go out there and cast explosions on his castle even after everything that happened previously is so Megumin!
いや、その。
I remember that so well. The best thing about it is that he built it up to be something huge eventually, where they come to storm his castle for a battle, just like it would have been in every other anime, but in Konosuba, Aqua just immediately disarms the curse and they crack on with life.
このデュラハンずっと私たちを待ち続けてたの？帰った後あっさり呪い解かれちゃったとも知らずにバーカでかし
駆け出しの冒険者の魔法が通用
ターンアデッド
違うわいきなりボスが戦ってどうするまずはザコ
セイクリッドターンアデッド
Then Aqua pretty much does the exact same thing I just praised her for, and while he's talking. God, I love that, since anime never do that. She casts her spells on him without a second's hesitation, freaking him out. Meanwhile, the guy just desperately wants to go about life as he would in any normal anime or RPG. You take out the minions first, and then the boss. Unless you're Aqua, that is. Crazy dedication to put this much effort into drawing every character standing behind them for this very short scene. Also, nice bit of foreshadowing here for what it turns out that her turn undead spell actually does.
よかったです。
おんぶはいるか？
お願いします。
Probably the cutest explosion and then after explosion in the entire anime.
持ちこたえられるかな。
This absolutely wouldn't be amiss in My Hero Academia. And then there's this!
お前とこのデュランは一体二人がかりでこの私をどうするつもりだ。
どうもしねえよ。
どうもしねえよ。
This poor bad guy just wants to bad guy and yet can't do it because this girl keeps giving everyone the wrong idea constantly.
元騎士として貴公と手合わせできたことに魔王様と邪神に感謝を捧げよう。
Between the animation and music, Konosuba pretty effortlessly switches gears here to a way more serious battle tone.
この世にあるすべての我が眷属たちよ、水の女神アクアが命ず。
Genuinely beautiful looking stance and shot right there.
おーいお前ら、サッカーしようぜ。サッカーっていうのはな。
Only in Konosuba.
その悪かったな。今度おごるからよ。
生きてる。
ちょいちょいっと蘇生よ。
No one ever permanently dying in Konosuba is so incredibly wholesome to the overall anime.
そうそう、カズマがいなきゃデュラハンなんて倒せなかったんだからよ。
Kazuma getting the first bit of genuine hero and adventurer praise that he's been waiting for all along.
3億エリスを与えます。
3億？
報酬3億。そして弁償金額が3億と4000万か。
When I first saw this, I was half disappointed that they were being propelled into riches so early on, like I mentioned in the previous win, and then when they dropped this twist, I was very pleasantly surprised.
カズマ
カズマです。カズマだよ。
Kazuma desu?
何かと強いモンスターと戦いたがるこのド M クルセイダーがなんで嬉しそうに？
Kazuma reading into each of them and their reactions and expressions is beyond perfect because he knows full well that there's something they're not telling him.
これで行き線を捕まえて小瓶の中に入れておくの。
問題ない。
All of their winter outfits, especially Darkness's. Animation quality is so legit!
私はあなたに新たな道を案内する女神エリス。この世界でのあなたの人生は終わったのです。
Plot twist!
ゲームみたいな胸躍る冒険ができると思って転生したのに、これ PV 詐欺じゃないですか？
Oh, it's so incredibly sweet and endearing that while he's recapping and complaining about his experiences over the past 6 episodes, then he actually starts to tear up, probably because he's going to lose the friends he does actually care for a lot.
あんたの体に復活魔法かけたからもうこっちに帰ってこれるわよ。
おお、マジかよ。
ちょっとカズマ、
はい
エリスがそれ以上なんかゴタゴタ言うのならその胸パッド取り合う。わかりました。特例で見た。
And then the epic level twist that brings him back into the world of adventures and hot but crazy women.
カズマ起きてください。カズマやっと起きた？
Not asking someone if they're awake when they're awake, and to understand that win, you'd need to have seen any of my Anime Sins videos.
よっ。
何やってんだお前。
I forgot that.
いいかアクア、今のうちに言っとくが絶対に暴れるなよ。分かったか？
カズマって私を何だと思ってんの？私チンピラや無法者じゃないのよ。うわー！出たわね、クソアンデッド！こんなところで店なんて出してたの？
As funny as Aqua's immediate freakout was, I was worried I had missed something, and then luckily good old Konosuba put me at ease with the following roughly 1-minute explanation of how they met Wiz.
ちょっと何考えてんのよカズマ。
女神の従者がリッチーのスキルを覚えるなんて見過ごすわけにはいかないんですけど。
This here is a great example of the wordplay often found in this anime. Puns, plays on words, nicknames and the like. All things I almost never see anywhere else.
私魔王軍の8人の幹部の一人ですから。
Aqua straight up reacting to the news within like 0.2 seconds of having heard it.
ほらほら、どうしたの？私から魔力や体力を吸うんじゃないの？あれー、痛い！アクア様、消えちゃう、私消えちゃいます。
One of the most beautiful things about this moment is that almost exactly 60 seconds later it's followed up by the second well-deserved slap.
このスバ
Wiz can also take her own win for existing, but also because she really goes against the grain, just as so many of these characters do. It's like the mangaka took the common tropes and then managed to pretty much reverse them.
んじゃこれから自由行動ってことで悪霊が出たらすぐに連絡すること。解散。
Kazuma and Aqua finally getting a step up in life, and Megumin and Darkness joining them for the first time permanently in the house. Also, another element I liked about how the story was set up was that the man who told them that they could live there also essentially left the door open to be able to kick them out one day, allowing for a change of pace or location.
トイレ行きたい。
何一人ですっきりしようとしてるんですか？私たちは仲間じゃないですか。行くときは一緒です。
Beautiful. Simply beautiful. The calm setup and sparkling joy in her face, and then basically back to grappling with him. And let's be real, how many other anime would have the girl try and get him to go to the bathroom with her because she's scared of the ghosts?
ギルドからの臨時報酬は受け取らない。いいな。
はい。
まさか本当の話だったとはな。
カズマさん、こんにちは。お墓の掃除ですか？
Kazuma having one of his decent person moments by turning down the guild reward for solving a problem caused by Aqua in the first place, and then cleaning the gravestone of the now departed ghost that haunted them. That reaction!
つまりこいつはどれだけレベルを上げてももう知力は上がらないわけだ。
ねえ、ちょっと、なんで泣いてるの？なんでそんなかわいそうな人を見る目で私を見るの？
God, I love Konosuba such an unreasonable amount. It should be illegal to like an anime so much. Comment down below how much you love Konosuba and why.
きっと俺一人ではこういった店には入れなかっただろう。
Can't show it for obvious reasons, but this entire place earns the anime its very own standalone win for very lovely sights.
ごっくり。
Everyone's sitting around together, chatting and enjoying a fine meal. I have no idea why this appeals to me so much in every anime. I love anime so much!
初披露の宴会芸を見せてあげるわ。指芸で機動要塞デストロイヤー。
Yet more foreshadowing. This anime loves to foreshadow more than most other anime.
よう。ふむ。
His reactions are everything in this scene, and honestly for me it's one of the most funny of the entire anime, just perfectly executed for maximum hilarity as it unfolds.
お前、今日のお前はなんだか言動がおっさん臭いぞ。
Out of everything from the past 3 minutes, this is all I can get away with actually showing, but it remains one of my favourite scenes. I've laughed my ass off, and the anime gets a maximum and rare 2 wins.
あんたをケチョンケチョンにした後、そこのサキュバスに引導を渡してあげるわ。
Again, it pains me that this is all I can get away with showing, but you know the scene. It's brilliant as Kazuma turns all deadly serious, his face hilarious as it changes, and he takes them on to let her go free who came in to alter his dreams. Take the win.
本当に昨日の夜のことは覚えていないんだな。
Stupidly and ridiculously cute. Nothing else to say. Ah, her and Aqua really are the best. Also that friend of Megumin's at some point. Oh, vote for season 2 on my Patreon, please.
そいつが通った後は草も残らないと言われている。
おいみんな、ギルドに行くぞ。
どうして？
苦労してやっと手に入れた家を。
Kazuma being a legit brave adventurer right here, even if it is just because he doesn't want to give up his new and comfy home, but still, he has his moments of actual bravery, and that just speaks to his character. genuinely great CGI.
私は騎士だ。領民の暮らしを守ることは私の義務であり、誇りだ。
I'm a big fan of how each character has their quirks, but how they do often toss them aside at moments like this, showing actual character growth and not being walking tropes to their thing every single episode. So far, they've all pretty much had moments where they break the mold over the past 10 episodes, if I recall.
Laratina.
そっちの名前で呼ぶな!
My head hurts. Jesus, get out of here with that! I totally took for granted how amazing the animation and CGI actually is in this anime. That's nuts!
Explosion!
That looked so good, and I feel like for an anime to invest so much time and effort in the animation and CGI end of things, that they should absolutely be rewarded with another maximum 2 wins award for awesomeness in the face of adversity.
被害甚大につき自爆機能を作動します。乗組員は直ちに避難してください。乗組員は
Unexpected plot twist! Everyone from the town banding together in order to stop the machine before it self-destructs, and even if they do so for hilarious reasons, it's still awesome to see them treated as more than background filler and instead actual characters with their own will.
動力源をどうこう言われたけど知るか伝説のコロナタイトでも持ってこいと言ってやった。でもなんかスカッとした満足だ。よし決めた。もうここで余生を暮らすとしよう。だって降りられないしな。
We get a wonderful brief moment of world building, witnessing a futuristic looking city before it was trashed by this thing, and beyond that his carefree attitude towards the whole thing as he explains what happened makes it all the better.
吸わせてもらえませんか?
喜んで。
Oh god. So good.
日に2回も爆裂魔法を打てるな. いきなり何するんですか?
バカそうじゃない。効率を考えてのドレインタッチだ。なあ、お前まで。前に手を突っ込まないだけありがたいと思え。
Like the back of my neck and head legit ache because I've been laughing so much, and this is the 3rd time I've watched this, and it still gets me every time.
Explosion!
Take one more here for the most stunning looking and sounding Megumin special explosion!
冒険者佐藤一馬、貴様には現在国家転覆罪の容疑がかけられている。自分と共に来てもらおうか。
は? And then they wrap it up with an awesome end of season plot twist, so confident that they would get a season 2, and thank goodness that they did. They can take one final win here for a great season, filled to the brim with excellence and one of the best first seasons I've seen for a comedy. I'll also now take the opportunity to let you all know that a $4 pledge over on my Patreon, link down below, will allow you to vote in new Anime Wins content, just like Konosuba. That was thanks to them. So be sure to check it out, and if you fancy it, pledge whatever you'd like to, and get numerous other rewards too, such as exclusive content. Thanks so much for watching, and of course I'll see you all in the next video, and hopefully in season 2 at some point. Nathan Bird, Bird Without a Word, Tyler Warner, PK Fan, Ali 50, Ryan Anderson, Isael Caldera, Chris Harris, Yona Schgal, Manolo Saucedo Munoz, Luis Hernandez, Kim Munt, Jason Davies, The Element Taylor Wars, Manuel Morales, Carnito, Dark Lord Bloody Soul, Blitzcloud, Keeper, Steelers, Amir Keenan, Sentimento, Jeffa6263, Master Tank, Kevin Nelter, Brendan Kriya, Storm 970, Gaten Gaza, Matt the Marshmallow, Kaj Borzelman, Jordan Samuels, Sean Graves, The Epic Amanda, Crimson Shadows, Kyle Farmer, Oliver Gable, Kimio, Adora Blue, Matthew Ditzworth.